Today, we're talking about Dumb and Dumber. Not those guys. The other Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber 2.0. Arguably dumber than the original Dumb and Dumber, making them dumber and dumber. Anyway, enough of the pleasantries. I'm sure most of you are aware of this little gem that Screen Rant gave us just the other week. Now, I'm well aware these articles have been covered by many people many times. I'm just laying the groundwork. I'm just giving you the context you'll need for what's about to come. Rings of Power Season 2 won't address fan feedback, says creators. Creators JD Payne and Patrick McKay discuss why The Lord of the Rings Rings of Power Season 2 won't incorporate much audience feedback. Now, they say much audience feedback there, but then immediately go on to say creators JD Payne and Patrick McKay explain why Season 2 won't incorporate any feedback from fans. Not much, none at all. I mean, what's the difference at this point? Now, they've come out and said this, not because they don't want to. I mean, best believe they absolutely don't want to listen to fans, because if they did, that would mean, that would be somewhat of an admission that all of us patently evil bigots were right all along. And they can't be accepting that. But no, it's not necessarily because they don't want to take on fan criticism. Rather, they can't, as Season 2 is already written. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, twist my nipples and call me Stephen, that was quick. The first season's only just finished airing. But it turns out the second season was, they finished writing it before the first season even aired. Patrick McKay saying the second season has been written for some time now. Now, I don't know a whole lot, if anything, about writing shows and what goes into writing shows, but I am aware of the concept of a pilot. If you don't know, if you're thinking about making a TV show first, I think it's standard practice, you'll make what's called a pilot, which is a single episode, usually a bit lower budget than, the final production, but enough budget to get the idea of the show across, and then from there it can be decided whether it wants to be picked up, and and if there are any issues, what needs to be solved before production. Now, I'm not suggesting that Amazon should make a pilot for The Rings of Power. At this point, this is so big budget, it was going to be made regardless. The point I'm trying to make is the window of criticism that something like a pilot allows could have stopped all of this from happening. I mean, even if they had done this, would they have listened anyway? Probably not. But what I'm trying to say is there should have been more oversight. They thought it was too big to fail, but it turned out it was too fail to be big. Because Amazon went all in, dropping $1 billion before the first season even aired. There is no room for criticism there. It has to be good. There is no other reality where this is anything but good. It's the most expensive television show ever made. Come on. You've spent $1 billion on Lord of the Rings. You can't possibly make something bad, right? Right? Okay, all jokes and, my YouTube persona aside, how did they manage this? How did you take the most, one of the most beloved IPs with one of the most passionate, well-read followings, and make at this point, it's more impressive that you made something bad than something successful. I was kind of joking about the whole, this is too big to fail thing, but it really was too big to fail. And they still managed it. And I'm not even talking get woke, go broke. I'm talking don't care about the law, go poor. Anyway, back to the showrunners. Showrunners. When asked if they will be taking on criticism for Season 2, Patrick McKay very eloquently said, my immediate reaction to that question is no. Wonderful. He then, obviously went on to explain that this is because they've already written Season 2. Now, I'm not sure if they went ahead and wrote Season 2 about a year ago because they're just very efficient at their jobs, or because they're so full of themselves, they just assumed that whatever they shat out would just be regarded as a timeless masterpiece. And maybe they were asked by a higher up to go ahead and write Season 2 before getting any feedback on Season 1. But either way, someone at Amazon was just a little bit too confident and a lot too stupid and just assumed people would consume. Patrick then continues to explain that they have actually taken feedback on for Season 2. From who, you might be wondering? Go on, have a guess. That's right, Peter Jackson. No, I'm just joking. He says the feedback that they've used for Season 2 they got from themselves. The storytelling grows and goes in different directions. That is informed by what we learnt on Season 1 on our own. Oh, what a big boy. The storytelling will be different next time. Not because of the response to the show, but because of the experience of making the show for us. That's right, the biggest inspiration for Season 2 was themselves. Now, you might be wondering, well, how's life going on Planet Fuckwit for Doo-Doo number 2? Well, maybe not quite as well as you'd imagine. As last week we heard this little rumour. Amazon to retool Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, sideline current showrunners after the first season was, quote, more of a failure than could have been anticipated. Now there's an understatement if ever I've heard one. A new rumour suggests that the company will be retooling Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power for its second season, starting with the sidelining of its current showrunners J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay. Now, this of course is just a rumour, and it could be completely coincidental that just mere days after going public and saying, we're not listening to the fans because we've already written season 2 and we know what Tolkien fans want better than, well, Tolkien fans. Well, it turns out they might just be currently sat upon an Amazonian naughty step right now. Like I said though, this is all anecdotal at this point. Regardless though, whatever has been going on behind the scenes with Shaggy and Scoob, it would appear it's got them to change their tune slightly, as just a week later, this came out. How Rings of Power Season 2 will correct Season 1 criticism. The Rings of Power showrunners J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay say that they have taken fan response into account for Season 2. Well, goodness me, what happened there? Did Papa Bezos give you a little bit of a spanking, boys? We're refining the last bits of it now as we're starting to shoot, but really, the cake was kind of baked before the audience response came in. Certainly, you look at an audience response and you see what characters people love and what kinds of storytelling moves them. I wouldn't say we're overcorrecting for any of it, but we're certainly listening to people's responses. Oh, well, never mind. I thought they were actually going to consider some sort of course correction, but what I've gleaned from this is that because they've already written Season 2, they're going to listen to fans, sure, but they don't want to bother rewriting anything. So rather than resolving any of the issues that the show has, they're just simply going to expand on what's good about it. Now, I would like to remind you that approximately 99% of the show is bad, so they're going to be expanding on the 1% to compensate for the other 99%. And the only reason I've not said it's 100% bad is because Chicka Chicka Slim Lady burnt down the Harfoot's homes.
Carve my hair in her foot, and I'll brain the lot of you.
You Harfoot! And they've already killed those characters off, so it's not like they can expand on them anyway. Season 2 is going to be, it's going to be good. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Get rid of the showrunners, and get rid of anyone who touched the script for Season 1. That would be a pretty good place to start for saving the show. Just get rid of all the clowns. I know that means removing a whole circus, but just get rid of them. I don't know, maybe you think they should keep the showrunners. I don't know. How would you go about saving Season 2? Maybe you think it's beyond saving. At this point, I don't know. Let me know down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, you patently evil bigots. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And of course, a big shout out to my top tier members, Pozamon, Flunky, and Brennus. Thank you so much, guys. It really does. The support you show me it's kind of crazy. So thank you. Thank you very much. Tier 2 members, Steve the Goat, Dr. Melski, Saeed, MG Virgil, Kuno Sacco, and Mark Maidens. I don't know why you guys are so nice to me, but I really appreciate that you're around, and thank you very much for choosing to support me. And of course, a big shout out to the Tier 1 patrons and the channel members. It's unreal, the support you guys show me, so yeah. Thank you very much. I don't quite deserve it, but I will take it. So thank you. Thank you very much. There we go. Another day, another video, and it's Halloween today, actually. So, I'm sure that's a bit of scary content for you. The showrunners might actually be working on Season 2 as well. Oh, I know, terrifying. But there we go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully, you can stick around for the next one. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves, guys. And I'll see you real soon.